In this Christmas season, whilst doing your shopping, please be mindful that sometimes the hands is faster than the eyes. So please check your goods thoroughly before placing it in your bag and walk away. These criminal elements are hell-bent in robbing you of your monies one way or the other. And as always, the old Dutty kind of boy them always out there. Alerts, yeah man.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on? A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So in the morning, my peeps, me have two rather touching stories for touch pan, because both stories involves our nation's most vulnerable. We're talking about our children. Yeah man, may I tell you. So the first story that we're going to talk about is a St. Catherine bus conductor that took the life of a little one, just 7 years old at the time of her untimely passing. The bus conductor was yesterday sentenced to life imprisonment in the St. Catherine Circuit Court. He has since been identified as Vivian Vernon of a Portmore Villa address in St. Catherine. Now the little girl presently on your screen has been identified as Kadeisha Cousins, a former student of the Waterford Primary School. The handing down of the sentence by Justice Bertram Morrison, he stated that the crime was premeditated, heinous and barbaric, which the punishment must reflect. The judge told the accused, who stood static in the dock, that justice must be served for the victim. The judge also said that those like-minded criminals should be discouraged from such wicked acts. Justice Morrison stated that Jamaica was suffering from criminality. Therefore, the sentence must reflect that the public is hurting by it. The judge also stated that although the Criminal Justice Act allows that having pleaded guilty, the accused may benefit from a reduction in sentence, Vernon's case, however, was not applicable. The public would not be satisfied if you benefit from a reduction in sentence, since you have a prior conviction for violence and there is a premeditation in the aggravation, which is more than the mitigating circumstances. The judge then sentenced Vernon to 2 years and 11 months for the arson, which I will explain later down, and life imprisonment for the loss of life of the young child. Now, according to the police reports, on November 5th, 2014, after burning down the house of his girlfriend, which is the child's mother, Vernon took the life of the 7-year-old Waterford student and dumped her body in the Ryacobre River. He was subsequently arrested and charged with the loss of life of the little girl after several items, including the child's identification card, was found in his possession. Vernon pleaded guilty to the arson and the loss of life whilst in court earlier this year. Vernon was represented by attorney at law Denise Hinson, who cited provocation as the reason for Vernon's actions. Sometimes I really wonder, my peeps, if being an attorney at law, well, let me not say that. Make I just leave that one alone. But anyway, make we continue. Now on your screen is a man identified as Quacie Hart. This man literally no have no heart, as his last name suggests, because this man is a convicted felon, a real old dirty kind of boy. Yeah man, may I tell you, this man was convicted of the October 26, 2016 fatal stabbing of a 14-year-old Jamaica college student, presently on your screen right now, known as Nicholas Francis. Nicholas Francis was a third form student who lost his life several minutes after the old criminal element Quacie Hart plunged a knife into his chest during an altercation on a bus. He surrendered to the police. The altercation stemmed from Quacie Hart wanting to rob the 14-year-old student Nicholas Francis of his wristwatch. Can you imagine? You take the people and pit the life over a watch upon him hand. Now the criminal element was given a 31-year life sentence by the judge that time. The criminal element decided that the criminal justice system treated him unfairly and he should have gotten a way less sentence for the crime committed. So Quacie Hart, the convicted criminal, who was convicted of the 2016 loss of life of the Jamaica College student Nicholas Francis, took the matter before the appeal court and stated his case. The appeal court granted him the appeal and he will now serve 20 years instead of 31 years before being eligible for parole. The appeal court ruled on the matter yesterday. So, my peeps, really discouraging. But make we hear what the appeal court stated as to why they granted him a 10-year slash of his sentence. So the judge is stating that after discounting the time spent in remand plus his guilty plea, the judge then sentenced him to 31 years instead of 40 years before being eligible for parole. So that was handed down to him by the previous judge in the original case. However, yesterday, acting Court of Appeal President Justice Marva McDonald Bishop stated that the judge failed to apply the right methodology and had also applied the wrong starting point for the offense. She noted that when a person pleads guilty and the sentence is life, it should start at 30 years. Therefore, in this case, the pre-parole sentence should have fallen between 15 and 25 years. The judge also stated that the 40-year range used by the previous judge was erroneous and excessive. The judge also agreed with Peter King's submission, that is the lawyer for the convicted man, that the pre-parole sentence was excessive and was more suitable for a convicted person who took more than one life. Some peeps, our criminal justice system, the laws that governs Jamaica, really needs to be updated to reflect today's society, because as much as we are in disagreement with the handling of this appeal matter, the judge have to follow the books, and the books say so So we can't to knock the judge, even though boy we can give him a small knock still, but nothing too heavy, but we can't to knock him because the judge just a follow what in a black and white. So as we see that a lot of reform is been happening to the criminal justice system in terms of the Firearm Act, other acts in terms of how a judge lays sentence for these criminal elements. Those acts also needs to be updated because trust me, this updated, it antiquated, this can't work, none at all. So a family is left crying right now. A family is left distraught in total disbelief that their own criminal justice system has failed them miserably so, because not only did they lose a child, one family member also stated that they were not even pleased with the 31 years because the child was not even given a chance to live 15 years on earth. And now to deal with this, that the judge took an additional 10 years from the criminal's sentence, and now he will only be spending 20 years behind bars, and then he's a free man on the road. The grandfather of the deceased says that this is so unfair to the family, which we are all in agreement. But we now need to plea our cases to the Prime Minister and to the leader of the opposition that both political parties need to have a sit down and have lawyers and lawmakers to go through these books and have these sentencing guidelines updated, because the present ones being utilized by the judges are definitely antiquated. Yeah man, may I tell you. So my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.